As you saw by the title, we'll be making a clock and rec room with working time zones. Let's get straight into it. First, you're going to need an event receiver. Configure it. Click on select event and type in update. We're going to use update 1 Hz. Next, you're going to need a player get time zone. The next, you're going to need a time get unsynced universal seconds. Next, you're going to need an add chip. Then you're going to need a get formatted time. Then you're going to need a text, set text. Then you're going to need a text. After you spawn in your text, configure the circuit board. Scroll down and click delete all board content and click confirm delete. Next, we're going to wire the orange execution on the update 1 Hz to the text set text input. Then we're going to wire the player get time zone to the top value of the add. Then we're going to wire the bottom value of add to the time get unsynced universal seconds. Then we're going to wire the sum of the add to the get formatted time. We're going to configure this format. We're going to delete the HH and change it to lowercase. Then we're going to delete the double S and the colon and type in TT. Then we're going to wire the result of the get formatted time to the string value on the text set text. Then the target of the text set text will go to a little circuit board above the text. And one last thing, you're going to want to configure your text. Scroll down a little bit until you get to synced. You want to turn that off so everybody sees their own time. Now that we did the clock on the text, I'm going to show you guys how to do it on the world UI. So first, we're going to want to unwire the event receiver update 1 Hz. Then we're going to configure the event receiver and change it to update 30 Hz. Then we're going to need an if chip. We're going to need a set player world UI text value. Then we're going to need a get player world UI enabled. Then we're going to need a player display world UI. Now, before we get to wiring, I'm going to delete the text set text. I'm going to delete the text. Now we're going to wire the execution of the update 30 Hz to the input of the if. Now we're going to wire the output of the get player world UI enabled to the condition of the if. We're going to wire the then to the set player world UI text value. We're going to wire the string value on the text set player world UI text value to the get formatted time output. Wire the else on the if to the player display world UI. Then for the target of the display world UI, we're going to need a player world UI. Then we're going to wire the output of the player world UI to the target of the display player world UI. We're going to configure the player world UI. We're going to turn off the primary bar, the secondary bar, and we're going to enable the text. Then we're going to delete the text box value. The player world UI should display my time, which is 1:20 p.m. And now that's how you make a working clock and rec room using CV2. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next tutorial. This is my profile. Do you want to subscribe?